If you believe the CDC, there is a resurgence of COVID-19 throughout the USA in the summer of 2024. Hello, I'm Rick Wiles. This is True News for Tuesday, August 13, 2024. We'll start with this report. There it is, Newsweek magazine. Majority of U.S. states now have very high levels of COVID-19. You believe this, Doc?
It's always something here.
Well, let's
latest headline.
Let's read the propaganda. We'll go along with the narrative. A majority of states in the United States have detected very high levels of COVID-19 in our wastewater, according to data from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. As of August 8th, these levels have been detected in 27 states, marking the first time that a majority of American states have very high levels. Doc,
yes.
The first time. That includes 2020 and 21.
During the COVID crisis.
The number of states with these very high levels of COVID-19 in the wastewaters has surged in the last month, since the middle of July. So there's the map, the dark blue.
Very high.
Are the states with very high levels of COVID. There's
how come we hear nothing about that on the news today?
And then
a bunch of shit.
The lighter blue with moderate levels. And then, well, there's one state with no COVID.
Yeah, North Dakota there.
North Dakota. Apparently they're not watching TV or something there. Suddenly, in July.
Yes. I mean, just 90 days away from the general election.
There you go.
Not just COVID. And not just
an election, not any more
moderate
days.
levels, not high levels.
They're going to start throwing
very
bullshit out
high
there.
levels of COVID. Suddenly, in the month of July and August, it appeared. It's amazing, Doc.
It is amazing.
It's amazing. But an election year. It's like a 2-year virus.
But what's interesting to me is they report that's in the wastewater. But we're not seeing a rise in cases of COVID, are we? You're not hearing of, states shutting down over COVID at this point. So what's the purpose of this article?
Are you seeing a resurgence of people very sick, staying home?
No.
I mean, I don't see it.
I don't either. And so...
What an idiot.
So what's the story really about? It's just to create fear? To prime people for what's coming in the next month or so?
I don't put anything past them. It's a little side story before we get into our World War III news. So we got to start out here with the crazy stuff in the U.S.
Right.
Before we get to the serious stuff in the rest of the world.
Yeah.
This is a video. This was posted on Post Millennial of Minnesota Governor Tim Walz's COVID cops shooting paintballs?
Yes.
At what? COVID lockdown offenders?
No. These are people standing on their front porch as the COVID cops were coming down the street. So people were on their private property, on their front porch, and the police are coming down the street ordering residents back into the homes, and those that didn't comply,
they shot them with paintballs.
Yes, I mean, it could have been bullets.
They ever did that to me, boy, I tell you what, it'd be a big problem.
In Minnesota.
Yeah, this was back in May of 2020.
I don't recall ever reporting this.
No, this video just came out within the past 2 days.
Well, that gives you an idea of what Tim Walz would be like as vice president.
That's right.
All right, let's watch the video.
No, there's more. Look at this. They just keep coming.
Oh, go inside! Get inside! Get inside! Get inside! Get your hands there! Let's go!
This is unbelievable.
Light them up! Go!
Get in.
This is like a scene from a dystopian sci-fi thriller. Are you serious? Nazi troops, that's what they look like. Nazi troops marching down the street. Look like the SS marching down the streets over Minnesota.
This is getting out of hand with this bullcrap, man. I don't know.
Just a residential
How much more are we going to put up with this crap, man?
Oh, wow.
Oh, bullshit. Oh, yeah. Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's a new release, and it's floating all over social media right now. Of course, it's raised the alarm of
Who cares about this crap? Let's go on with the world news. Who gives a crap about this fake bullshit?
What would happen if he got in power?
And this video is coming out at the precise time that we're being told that there is a resurgence of COVID throughout the nation. That only the state of North Dakota doesn't have COVID right now. And there's an election just a few months away. Now let's move on to World War III.
Yeah, it's about time.
Okay, so
let's get on with the world news.
U.S. forces preparing for significant Iran attack on Israel as early as this week. American officials have been speculating, guessing when the attack was going to start. If you remember, last weekend, President Trump said he was given information that the attack was going to happen that weekend.
Right.
And then over the weekend, we were told it was going to happen as early as Monday. And then others, including myself, thought perhaps on the 9th of Av. Officially, the 9th of Av has ended because it ended today at sundown in Israel, and at the time that we're doing this program, it's sundown. We're pretty close. Sundown is 7:27 p.m. Israeli time.
So we should be right pretty close in the next half hour or so.
Yes. So technically, then the attack could still come.
Right.
All right, and still be within.
They're gonna milk this and milk this.
So now people are saying it could possibly come this week. What are the Iranians doing? What are they playing mind games? They're playing mind games. I'm convinced they're going to attack.
They're just playing with your brain. They want you to worry. They want you to do this. They want you to do
different
that.
messages.
They want people to be
We might
brainwashed.
attack.
How hard is
We
that to
might
figure
be
that
talked
out?
out of it.
What
We
the
might delay
hell,
it.
man?
We might do it now. We might negotiate some more. So they're doing mind games against the West and the Israelis, keeping them on the edge.
And the U.S.
It's keeping the entire population of Israel on the edge. Because everybody's going to bed every night wondering, am I going to die tonight?
Right. It's tonight, the night.
Right. Let's see what else has happened here.
Yeah, tell them that we
earlier,
got troops over there down that way at the embassies and all that. Our personnel are there. They're in trouble too.
Jerusalem Post saying fields splashing in
These
the
guys
water.
will tell the whole
We have
everything
this
that's
from
supposed to
the
be going
Jerusalem
on.
Post. Israeli citizens reported hearing sounds of explosions near Tel Aviv in central Israel on Tuesday, shortly after Hamas claimed responsibility for that rocket attack. Hamas spokesman Abu Obaida said the terror group's Al-Qassam brigades bombarded Tel Aviv and its suburbs with 2 M90 missiles in response to the Zionist massacres against civilians and the deliberate displacement of our people, in a statement on the terror group's Telegram channel. And following these reports, the IDF stated that a rocket was detected as crossing from the Gaza Strip and fell into the ocean near central Israel. No alarms were sounded in the area.
So this is from Hamas, not Hezbollah.
Yes.
The big barrage of rockets is going to come from Hezbollah.
Yes.
In Lebanon. Hundreds of thousands of rockets. Which it will be impossible for Israel to shoot down.
Right.
Mathematically, they can't shoot
I
them all
thought it
down.
was like 75 hours till
Hezbollah
this
fires
is going to
everything
happen.
that they
Now it's
have.
all different stories now. They don't know what the hell they want to do, these people.
And Iran's going to have the big stuff.
Iran or whatever the hell it is.
The big rockets that are going to take out major targets. Jerusalem Post, Iran attack on Israel could see Ben Gurion Airport moved to Eilat. Eilat is a city at the northern tip of the Red Sea.
Right.
It's opposite it's the city Aqaba. It's opposite of the city of Aqaba. Aqaba is on
This
the
news
Jordanian
anchor,
side
this Rick Wells,
of the
is a
Red
total
Sea.
idiot.
And
You can't even tell the news to save his life.
Israel. They call
I'd like to know what's
Israel.
going on, but this is the
Other
only thing
people call it
that
occupied
you can
territory.
understand. But this guy's
And,
all over the place, just like
So
another
there's an
Biden.
airport there. And
Probably
so
shit in
this
his
report
pants,
today
don't even
said
know it. This guy.
If the Ben Gurion Airport
Buddy
in
Doc,
Tel Aviv
his
comes under
co-host,
attack,
to change his diaper.
they'll shut down the airport and move all the operations to a lot. It says in
Rick
in
Wells,
every
hang
attack
it
on
up.
Israel,
You suck
Ben
as a
Gurion
reporter.
Airport is considered a potential target.
That's why your station in Florida got wiped out, because you can't do the news right, because you
It's the main
suck.
gateway to Israel through which 60,000 people pass by. The fact that the U.S. Air Force transport planes land at a civilian airport with ammunition, and that the area between Yehud and Lod and Highway 40 houses the Israel Aerospace Industry headquarters and some of its production facilities, makes the region a prominent target in the intelligence files of countries and terrorist organizations. Currently, there are no plans to close the airport. However, in the case of a prolonged attack, the Silver Wings contingency plan will begin.
I heard they were going to not close it, but the people that were trying to flee the country are stuck at the airport. Which is it? This guy is such a damn idiot.
Again, this is Jerusalem Post report.
He can't tell the news worth to save his life.
Jerusalem Post, Iranian officials. Only Gaza ceasefire can delay Iran's attack on Israel. Now, Doc, this is another Iranian mind game. I don't think they're serious
What
about
it
this
is,
at all.
it's a mind
I think it's a
game, mind, you know what,
Because,
situation.
and the two what? They know
This is all
that
bullcrap. We all know
is
it.
not going to agree to a ceasefire.
Absolutely.
So the Iranians are saying, hey, look, we're reasonable. If Netanyahu will do a ceasefire and stop killing babies, we won't attack Israel. But the Iranians know that Israel, led by Netanyahu, is not going to do a ceasefire.
Netanyahu.
For any
What
reason.
a freaking name that is.
It doesn't matter. Netanyahu is not going to have a ceasefire. He doesn't care if every single hostage dies. He doesn't care.
No, because the target is Iran at this point.
His own leaders, his own people, including a former prime minister, is saying the same thing I'm saying right now. And we're going to show you the video here in just a moment. Let's take a look at this article about a ceasefire.
Well, only a ceasefire deal in Gaza stemming from hoped-for talks this week will hold Iran back from direct retaliation against Israel for the assassination of Hamas leader Ismail Haniyeh on its soil, three senior Iranian officials said. One of the sources, a senior Iranian security official, said Iran, along with allies such as Hezbollah, would launch a direct attack if the Gaza talks fail, or if it perceives Israel is dragging out negotiations.
That's what this
The
is.
sources did not say how long Iran would allow for talks to progress before responding.
Now, is Netanyahu doing anything to simmer things down, calm things, to try to prevent a major war? No, he's doing the opposite.
Oh, yes.
We're going to show you two videos. This is very graphic. Part of me doesn't want to show you these videos because of the images that will be in your mind. But at the same time, no news outlets in America show the American people what Netanyahu is doing to Palestinian children.
No, they don't.
In the minds of most Americans, what are you talking about? They're not killing any kids.
Right. What kids?
I've had people argue with me. I just said, Rick, what are you talking about? Netanyahu hasn't killed any children. I've had people, get angry with me.
We're angry because sometimes you don't tell the right news. It's all a bunch of crap to hype everything up. Get your damn ratings. Get your facts
Israel
straight.
bombed a school
Rick
in Gaza,
Wells.
the Al Tabeen school. Yes, a school with little children living in it. And there were also adults there because they were using the school as a shelter. Because Israel blew up other shelters.
Yeah, he got that
Wherever
one right.
the people go, they blow up a shelter. And this has been going on for months and months. Let's watch. It's gruesome.
Israel strike kills over 100 Palestinians. This is from In Context News. As you see the graphic images there. Families in pain, seeing family members basically obliterated. And as Rick said, these are some very graphic images, mostly children at the school. And this is not a rarity, ladies and gentlemen. This is an everyday occurrence in Gaza. While the world sits by and does nothing, and we can talk about ceasefire all day long, but Netanyahu does not believe in ceasefires. He believes in killing children.
He believes in fire.
Why?
I mean, this is just a tragic situation, and for those that are listening by radio or on various platforms, you cannot really begin to describe limbs just sticking out of rows.
Mangled bodies in a school. Now, this is a recent one.
Yes.
This is the latest one. This is not the same school. This is another attack.
Right. And so they're trying to get people to the hospital here, using every vehicle that they can in order to get them in for urgent care. Once again, this is an everyday occurrence. What ceasefire is going on here?
Look at the state of these victims. Bringing victims in private automobiles. Again, this just happened. I believe this was today.
Really?
Tragic
You think of this
situation
today or
in
yesterday or
Gaza.
next year?
Innocent
This guy
people
don't
who
know
were
jack
dying.
shit.
It's just
How to tell the news.
innocent people. So the media here in America, the Zionist-controlled media, and that comes through CNN, ABC,
And
NBC,
you can't tell
Fox
the
News,
damn
all of
news
it.
the way it
The
is.
Sean
You
Hannitys,
just
the Mark
doctor
Levins,
it up, make it, all I can say is for those poor kids
the
out
talk show
there
hosts,
that
they're all
perished in
pumping
all
out
this crap.
this propaganda. And they want you to believe that every Palestinian is a terrorist.
Yes.
Every Palestinian has a gun, a bomb, wearing a suicide vest. That's what they want you to believe. No, they're just average people, and they've lived under tyranny since 1948. You have people who were children when Gaza went into occupation.
And now our
And now the great-grandparents,
if they've lived this long.
if they've lived that long. You have people who were born under occupation. They don't know anything else other than whatever they hear of freedom is from their parents or grandparents telling them stories of what life was like before the Zionists took control.
That's right. And in Israel's mind, it's okay to bomb schools. It's okay to bomb hospitals. Let me ask you a question, Rick. Let's say that Hamas, they're terrorists, right?
That's what they say.
It's okay to hunt down terrorists. But let's say that Hamas terrorists were locked down in a hospital in Tel Aviv. Let's say that they were in a hospital in Tel Aviv. Would Israel bomb a hospital in Tel Aviv?
Of course not.
Why? Why not?
Because they're not going to kill their own people. But they don't believe Palestinians are people.
There you got it, right there.
It's just that simple.
That's the value
You
of
have to
life.
understand that the Zionists do not believe Palestinians are human. They believe that they are subhuman. Therefore, they don't see themselves as committing murder. When they kill a Palestinian child, to the Israelis, that's the same as shooting a rat. And that is the way they think. We're going to show you some videos here later. You're going to see that is their attitude. So Iran put out this story. Well, we might be willing to call off an attack on Israel if there is a ceasefire in Gaza. We might have a change of mind. Well, what do we have here with Netanyahu? This is I-24 news, Israeli news. This is not Iranian news. This is Israeli news. Netanyahu added new conditions complicating ceasefire deal.
What?
As soon as they get close to a ceasefire, Netanyahu throws in new terms.
Well, hold my breath. Can you believe it, Rick?
That makes it impossible to come to a deal. Right. He's sabotaging the deals. And then he goes out in front of cameras and he says, Hamas, these terrorists, they won't negotiate. No, he's the guy that won't negotiate.
Yes,
Doctor, because he needs war.
that's right. I-24 is reporting the documents published on Tuesday by the New York Times indicate that despite Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu publicly claiming that he has not created difficulties for hostage release deal to be struck, his conduct in private proves the opposite. Now, according to the newspaper, Netanyahu has added new conditions to Israel's demands, as well as addendums that his negotiators fear will create obstacles for a ceasefire deal to be agreed upon. And documents reviewed by the newspaper detailing Israel's written negotiation positions revealed that Israel submitted at the end of July a list of new demands to U.S., Egyptian, and Qatari mediators, with 5 harsher additions to its list of demands submitted at the end of May. In a meeting held on August 4th with government ministers, Netanyahu said that Israel did not even add one demand to the plan. That's what he said back on August 4th, and that Hamas is the one who demanded dozens of changes. However, the documents surveyed in the report that Netanyahu's behind-the-scenes reversal was extensive. This suggests, the report said, that the agreement will remain elusive as a new round of negotiations are set to begin on Thursday of this week. Now, the document also indicated that the Israeli government will be less flexible regarding uprooted Palestinians returning to their homes in northern Gaza after the fighting ends. Let me translate it for you. They ain't coming back.
There it is, right there, Doc. Netanyahu is saying that we're not allowing the Palestinians to come back and rebuild. It's not going to happen. We have plans for Gaza, and they're not in the plans. Okay? So Netanyahu is an extremely tough, vicious negotiator. You would not want to be in a business negotiation with Netanyahu.
No, you know what he wants?
He's merciless. He just comes at
our
you.
government gave him money, and then he wants more and more money. Then this way here, all this will be all over with. That's what it is.
And this set of demands.
Come on.
And now you got, where did this come from? Well, I just thought about it. Okay? And so he pushes you
money.
and pushes you and pushes you to the limit so that if you do get a deal, it's something you never would have agreed to weeks earlier to. You know? So,
deal.
But his
money
real plan
involved.
is to
That's what it's all
sabotage
about.
the deal.
Right. And
He needs a war.
Right. And the longer the hostages are held, the better it is for Netanyahu.
And so now you've got the Iranians saying, we could be talked out of attacking if Netanyahu would enter into a ceasefire with Hamas, stop the killing, and halt the war. And the Iranians know he won't do it.
Yes.
Right? And so what we don't know is how long the Iranians will give Netanyahu to come to a ceasefire. Is that 24 hours, 48, 72? At what point do the Iranians publicly say, well, we did our best. We offered to call off the war between Iran and Israel, but he didn't take our offer. So now we're back to attacking.
Yeah.
That's where I see this going.
Give no
It's
money.
a mind
That's
game.
why.
Yes.
But
say the facts.
Netanyahu wants the war with Iran.
Yes, they absolutely do.
He's salivating at the idea of obliterating Iran. He's got to get it. He's not going to agree to anything that stops the war.
Yes, and even former Israeli Prime Minister Ehud Olmert said this as much when speaking to Israeli press. This was picked up by Middle East Eye, and says that many in Israel leadership are yearning, he used that word, yearning, for an Iranian attack.
Now keep in mind, this is the former Prime Minister of Israel before Netanyahu.
Yes.
Ehud Olmert. And he's saying what we're saying, that the Netanyahu government is just dreaming of an attack, a war with Iran. They want it. So if you have people in Israel who are aware of that realization
and are publicly stating it,
then how How intense is Netanyahu's determination to plunge their nation into war? I have to wonder, Doc, at what point does somebody inside the Israeli government remove Netanyahu and go, you're not, you're absolutely crazy?
Well, the former prime minister also said that it's many in leadership positions. We've seen that too. So let's watch this video.
This is not just Bibi. This is the whole group of people. These are Painfields and the Smotriches and all these messianic groups of people that are ready. You know what? I believe that they are yearning for an Iranian attack across the board, in the north, in the south, everywhere. The worse the attack of Iran will be, the heavier they will be. The heavier will be, because then it will justify in their hearts and their mind a counter attack by Israel that may force out all of the Palestinians on the territories, and that's what they want.
So he's saying that if Iran attacks, Netanyahu is going to use the Iranian attack as the cover to kill all the Palestinians.
Yes.
Who are not Iranian.
And the West Bank.
The folks we're watching, we are witnesses to something happening that is very
Bank conditions
rare
suck today.
in world history. This is very serious. We've got a national leader who is yearning for a bloody war so that he can spill more blood and literally carry out genocide against 10 million people. I wasn't expecting Omar to say so that Netanyahu can kill all the Iranians. He said they want the war in Iran so they can get rid of the Palestinians.
Yes.
Okay, now, today, we talked about the 9th of August. So Ben Gvir is one of these super extremist radical Zionists in the Netanyahu government. This is by far the most radical Zionist government probably since the 50s in Israel. I mean, these are super radical extremists. Ben Gvir is one of the worst. And so he led 1,500 Jews to the Temple Mount today.
Why don't they just call them Jewish people? I can't stand when they call them that. That's stupid. Those poor people are going through enough right now. They heard that word since the Second World War or the Cold War. Now they still use that freaking word.
From Ynet News breaks this down for us. It says that 1,500 Jews visited the Temple Mount on Tuesday as part of their commemoration of the fast of Tisha B'Av, and dozens of them were reported praying and bowing in a violation of the status quo of the holy site. National Security Minister Itamar Ben-Gvir, who is responsible for the enforcement of these rules, was also seen on the Temple Mount. The police detained about 11 worshippers. Ben-Gvir arrived at the Temple Mount on Tuesday morning together with the development of the periphery, the Negev, and the Galilee minister Yitzhak Rosaloff. Just last week, on August 5th, the police responded to an inquiry on the subject and stated that the rules in the Temple Mount have not been changed.
And the rules are changed on the Temple Mount.
Right, that's been the status quo.
Islamic mosque, the Jews are supposed to stay off the Temple Mount. That's the status quo.
Right.
So what did Ben Gvir do today? He led 1,500 radical Zionists up onto the Temple Mount in front of the Muslims, and they got down on their faces and began doing their Jewish prayers to provoke the Muslims.
Right.
But he's trying to start a riot.
Yes.
That's all this is about. Provoke a riot.
No, it's about money, you
Because
dumbass.
what is his position?
He's like,
Because our government ain't giving them nothing. We gave them warheads, we gave them this, we gave them that, everything. Now they want more money or whatever. That's why they're breaking this out. Plus the election's happening. That's why all this is going down. Come on, be done over with. You know what this is about. God dang.
According to him, we come on Tish B'Av to commemorate the destruction of the temple. We must say honestly, there's a great progress here in exercising our sovereignty. He added, we must win this war and not go to conferences in Doha or Cairo, but defeat them. Bring them to their knees. This is the message. We can defeat Hamas.
Look, what he says, we must not go to conferences in Doha or Cairo. He's talking about hostage negotiation meetings. We must not go and negotiate the release of hostages. We must defeat them, bring them to their knees. Meaning, he's not going to be satisfied until he's killed all the Palestinians. He doesn't care about the hostages. The hostages can die as far as Ben Gvir is concerned. The only thing that matters to him is Smotrich and Netanyahu is the mass killing of Palestinian people. So they're not interested in the hostage, and a lot of Israelis know it. A lot of them, including their former prime minister, know these guys aren't trying to get the hostages released.
No, they're trying to take us into war. We have a video here with captions. This is Ben Gvir proceeding on the Temple Mount here. Let's watch this. We are at the Temple Mount on Tish B'Av. Today we commemorate the destruction of the temple, but we must also honestly acknowledge that there is significant progress here. The sight of Jews praying, as I said, our policy is to permit prayer, but I'll say something else. We must win this war. We must win, not go to summits in Doha or in Cairo, but defeat them, bring them to their knees. That's the message. We cannot defeat Hamas. We can defeat Hamas, bring it to its knees.
Wow. Very obvious.
Now, I think it's interesting. They arrested 11 worshipers. So the ones that were laying down, they ended up arresting.
Who arrested them?
I guess, security. I guess they arrested them. But there were still 1,500 people that walked on the Temple Mount, which is a violation of the status quo. So he knew what he was doing.
Yes, to provoke. Let's see. Is it 14?
Yes.
Okay, what are we seeing here?
This is a different video from the...
from today's provocation. Keep in mind, this is the Temple Mount. This is the Islamic mosque. And so you have basically the Secretary of Homeland Security marching 1,500 Jews onto a Islamic mosque territory, their second most sacred site. And he said, what are you going to do about it? What do you know what's going to do about it? We're the Israelis. We're here. What are you going to do about us? And I'm the National Chief of Police. I can call out thousands of cops if you want to argue with me. So they're very provocative, very argumentative. They're looking for a fight. They're looking for ways to kill Palestinians. You can't get this across to the American people. The only thing you hear is people like, Sean Hannity talking about why America's got to go in there and kill these people. And you never see this side. Because then the American people would start putting two and two together and realize, these people, the Israelis are provoking the Palestinians to fight.
Controversy over the past several weeks has been about the reports of Palestinian prisoners that have been severely abused.
How about raped?
Yes. Raped while in custody. And we're talking not rape in the traditional sense, but raped with objects, sticks, limbs.
Like broomsticks.
Right.
Okay. And who is defending the soldiers? Okay. It's guys like Gvir.
Yes.
Who are saying we're not going to allow Israeli law enforcement or courts to prosecute these people, these soldiers.
You have actual arguments in the Knesset with people in the Knesset saying that it's okay for Israeli soldiers to rape Hamas prisoners.
So we're going to show you a video. Now, this was produced by